Hi, everybody. Whiskey at Work is back in the basement where we belong. We should have been here the whole time. We never should have left. How are you, Rob?
I'm good. You got me standing, though.
I know. Well, you know, on our other videos when we sat, it just felt
made me look frumpy.
Yeah, we both kind of looked a little frumpy. This straightens out the back, lifts the chin, makes us look a little bit younger, right? This might bring in a couple more viewers since we look good, don't we? Anyway, I cannot believe you and I have never really talked about whiskey's most famous cocktail before.
I find that a little hard to believe.
I think we've mentioned it and we've brought it up in certain episodes possibly, but we've never really...
Never talked about it?
Yeah, I mean, this is like the quintessential whiskey cocktail, right?
We did one on the Christmas episode things, right? The Advent calendar.
You did. That was what your assignment was, and you did a really good job on that, I wanted to say. Oh. I mean, you finally put some effort into it, and it really turned out well. I would really recommend if you
I'm more of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of fella.
Yeah, but you made it good. And we're on TikTok sort of too. If you want to follow us there, I think we're called On the Swallow. There, that's just a stupid plug. I mean,
shameless plug.
We're mostly on TikTok, okay? But I thought we could do this in kind of 3 steps for an old fashioned, because you got me started on this with your home concoction.
Yeah.
Why did you do it?
Well, because
why did
because it was there.
Okay.
Because I liked what I was getting down at Independent Ale, and it just seemed like it might be kind of fun to have around the house. You know, I see Justin going by there and just filling up his glass whenever he wants it, and I thought, that seems like a bad idea, so I should have one of those at home.
Oh, so you had a barrel, and that's how you're making it? You made it that way?
Yeah, in the barrel I've got the bourbon, and I put the simple syrup in there, and a couple ounces or whatever of bitters, and it's all just there. So all I got to do is
you go by and drop the handle and pour up a glass.
Well, I haven't. I tested it when I first put it in there. I haven't been back to it yet.
Oh, really? You said it was really good, though.
It was pretty good.
Okay. Well,
it's a lot easier than making them one at a time. You know.
Well, you're going to bring that barrel down then.
Make them a half gallon at a time. It's better.
Well, that makes sense.
It's easier on me.
So Rob is going to bring that barrel in at some point, and we're going to try that. And then the last thing we'll do, I think we'll go down to the Windsor and have it professionally made by Mark and his crew down there, just to compare it all to see how different this stuff can be.
Have you cleared that with Mark?
I haven't yet, but I think he'll be fine.
So Mark, be
we're
prepared.
We're going to be down in a couple of weeks. But I think how we'll start this is with a pre-made professional version of this.
Yeah, we got this as a Christmas present from a vendor of ours, and
yeah.
Thanks to Mary Ann, she looked at whatever they were going to offer us and picked booze. So she likes us a little still.
This is gold fashioned from a company called Sunday's Finest, which I had never heard of this before. But when you look at what's in this, it's pretty impressive. It's a 15-year Kentucky Straight, a 9-year Kentucky Straight,
and a 6-year-old Indiana Rye.
Yeah. Then it's made with saffron bitters, with a bunch of words we had to look up because they were super hard to pronounce. I thought bitters were, I don't know a lot about bitters, I'll be honest.
On our next episode of Whiskey at Work.
Well, what's your
Houston
knowledge about them?
I put it in my old fashioned.
Yeah, but Angostura bitters, right?
Or I've got a barrel aged bitter and an orange bitter and some Angostura bitters at home.
Okay. This is saffron.
I use barrel aged and orange in my my barrel.
They claim this is ethically sourced Afghan saffron, grade A Tahitian vanilla, single estate Ecuadorian cacao, bitter Seville orange peel, and wild harvested French gentian. I didn't screw up any of those.
Can't keep the ruler from tipping over, but by God.
We're cutting that part out anyway.
All right.
And then it has the natural raw sugar, which is fair trade Malawian Demerara sugar. So,
It's the second time this week I've heard Malawian.
Well, when you look at what's in here, it seems impressive, right? And the bottle's $150, from what I understand, if you want to go buy this. So let's try it. And there's a specific way you're supposed to do this, according to the box in inside.
Oh,
Okay,
well,
because I followed the rules
yeah.
on the inside of the box. All right, so Rob, you've been wanting to drink this whole time.
leave it to Houston to read the instructions and follow the rules.
Well, of course.
Just like having a wife at home
They
and
wouldn't
at work.
put it on the box if they didn't want you to follow the rules.
I know, but there's a
Okay.
recipe book that has this stuff in it for
Oh, it pours so nice too. I like
trying
whatever
to get
that
some
is
of
in
it
there.
in the thing.
I got it in there. Okay, so it's 2 ounces.
You screwed up my joke by dumping it in my glass.
Oh, you had a joke? Sorry. That's fine. Okay, so there you go. The 2 ounces are in. Now, the coolest part about this is it comes with a little orange zest spritzer, all right? And you're supposed to do it 3 inches above the glass. So you're damn right I'm following the rules, okay?
Oh my God.
Hold that 3 inches above the glass, Rob.
Why don't you just
So
aim
I can-
for 7?
Above the glass.
I know, if you aim at 7.
I would
then
aim
it's-
at 7? Oh, God. Okay. You made
Because
me
the
do-
glass is 4
You
inches
made me
tall.
do math. There's your spritz of orange. 1 spritz, that's it, according to the rules. Okay, now Rob, I want you, yours is ready.
Why
You gonna
don't-
put a cherry in there?
Why don't you just...
You gonna give me that one? I'll take that one.
Well, I
you
was
wanna-
just going to say you could just dump it to the same height that that one is.
No, I'm doing this the right way.
See, this is why I can't order a cocktail at a bar. I'm sorry, Mark. Yours are delicious, but
Okay, give me the ruler. I gotta do the spritz above. Perfect. Oh,
you
God, I
got
missed-
it all over
I
the
missed-
cherry.
I missed half the glass. All right, go ahead and put your cherry in. I know that's something you want. I'm not gonna go with the cherries because I'm not a big fan of those. And we just learned today, well, we probably knew, but we haven't purchased them in so long, how expensive
they're delicious.
Luxardo cherries are. They're just cherries, aren't
I
they?
know, but I'm going to have 2 of them.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that. All right, so that's all you do with this pre-made, they call it the gold fashioned. I'll wait for you, since you had to put the cherries in it. See how this is gonna be.
It's pretty good.
It is, it's very good. It's,
We could have done that in half the time. And
but I wanted to walk you through the process of the whole
oh,
thing.
yeah, twice.
What's interesting about the Old Fashioned is, like we said when we started, it is one of the oldest whiskey cocktails that's kind of been written down and served regularly.
Well, and over time, I mean, it started out kind of like this, I think, and then it got bastardized to have a bunch of other stuff added to it, right?
And that's where the name Old Fashioned came from, because it had simple ingredients. It had sugar, it had the bitters, and it had the whiskey. And when it was first started and first served, that's how people drank it, and that's what they liked. And then about 50 years down the road, you get the hipsters in, all right?
They can't be trusted even back then.
Exactly. They started putting in stuff like absinthe and orange cacao and just weird ingredients. I bet you, though, those cocktails were pretty damn good.
And made you hallucinate.
But people...
I bet it was real absinthe back then.
Probably.
Wormwood, I heard.
People started to kind of pine long for the original drink. And so when they'd go to the bar, they'd say, hey, can you make it the old-fashioned way? And that's where the name came from, pure and simple. So
Also known as a bittered sling.
that's what they used to call it, bittered sling. That's got a cooler ring to it, though, doesn't it?
As opposed to old fashioned.
I'm going to go ask Mark down at Windsor to give me a bittered sling and
Well,
see
he's
what
going to
he
see
says.
this by the time we.
Oh, God, he probably will. Thank you for watching,
Maybe.
though, Mark. I appreciate that, you and the others that have.
Unless he's got something better to do. Or
This
he's making
is,
a cocktail for somebody else. He won't have time.
this is very tasty, though. And it ought to be. It's, like I said, it's about $150 a bottle. You can find it, I don't think around here. I couldn't find it anywhere around here.
You found it online at
But I
Total
did find
Wine
it,
or
yeah,
something,
Total
right?
Wine I know has it if you're in a big city somewhere and want to grab a bottle and you don't want to take the time to mix up your own. Maybe if you just want to taste one, just to know how it's supposed to taste, this is a pretty decent place to start. Or go to, you know, a bar that makes them well, for sure. And then
Or you can make it like this,
do what Rob does and just make them at home alone.
in a barrel.
In a basement in a barrel. I'm assuming he was in underwear, probably.
Pajama pants, I think.
Okay,
I
thank
mean,
God
it was
at
the
least you had-
holidays.
You had a cover on it at least. Watching you spritz makes me uncomfortable.
If you happen to see Houston on the street and he smells like orange peel, he's done a little of this.
Well, it
You
brings
know
in
how
the-
big a fan he is of orange.
Oh
I mean,
my goodness, that really is strong. Brings in the ladies, though, I bet. Anyway, if you've never had an old fashioned and you're a whiskey fan, make it like one of the first cocktails you order.
it doesn't look as cool as like when Tucker's doing it and he's shaking it and
Right.
his muscles are rippling and his hair is flowing.
He doesn't have the hair, Rob.
That's,
I didn't.
that was the joke.
Don't know if you wanted me to point that out or not, but
I
anyway.
bet Mark didn't.
So, thank you so much for watching this finally filmed again edition. We're going to try to do these every other week, I believe.
We're gonna try to take some of the pressure off of Russ here.
Because we've got real work that he needs to do, not us so much. So every other week we'll try to crank out some of these, but we still will do the podcast every week. You can find it anywhere you get your podcasts, and of course, Mountain West Whiskey Festival is March 4th. Tickets
are available still at mountainwestwhiskeyfestival.com. VIPs, GAs, non-sampling tickets, platinums are gone. Sorry, folks.
And we did get the start of the list.
We have the start of the list.
Yeah.
Thanks to Dan and Patrick at Timmins Market. We've got about half of it coming. We need to talk to the other distributors.
Right. We've got one
Get some
distributor in,
input.
and the rest will be coming for sure. And I think it's going to be a pretty cool list. So make sure if you don't have tickets, like I said, platinums. Those, I know we're talking about this whole thing, but you can't get into that room right now because those tickets are gone. But the VIP list is still going to be pretty impressive. And the general admission is just awesome because that's the food and all of the rest that we have in there. I mean, there's.
Well, yeah, you look forward to the food almost more than
I
anything
do.
else.
The food is worth getting a non-sampling ticket if that's what you want to do. If you're not going to drink at all, the food's delicious.
It is. It's a good dinner.
It is. Mountain West Whiskey Festival, March 4th. Rob and I will be hanging out. Hope to see you there. Thanks so much for watching this version of Whiskey Adventure.